Okay.
Well, we're back with Dr. Waske from Denver, Colorado, an optometrist. Doctor, let's talk about frames a little bit. I mean, obviously, the first thing coming to my mind, and I think to most people's mind, is frames should look good. When I went to school and, it was like you wouldn't want to date a girl with frames, kind of, and that, of course, changed drastically in the meantime, do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, it still look good. But let me ask you, are there some other things one should know about frames which maybe we don't pay enough attention to it as the everyday consumer rather than looking good?
Oh, sure. If you want to looking at lightweight frame choices, the frames made out of titanium are going to be very lightweight, very form-fitting. They don't bend as much, or if they do bend, they don't break, so you can bend them around a lot. If you're very active or have a child that's very active and are afraid of them breaking, there are frames that you can just wrap around your finger and almost tie them up in a knot and they don't break, which are amazing memory type frames, which is pretty cool. I wish I had those when I was a youngster. Then also frames that are made of nickel. You may think of having an allergy to a frame, but the allergy to nickel in frames can actually turn the side of your head green if it wears too much, or even being allergic to silicone on the nose pads. So maybe a frame without those types of nose pads or the adjustable nose pads wouldn't be worthwhile to do. So having a little allergies to those two types of products can help you choose the right type of frame for you.
Okay. Is there also something like that when you choose the wrong frame, that you maybe then don't have a peripheral vision, you don't see far enough out, because the thing is, it's kind of like the frame blocks you, looks good, but blocks you or something. Is there things like that we need to pay attention to?
Oh, exactly. You can go by the facial shape, whether you have a round face or an oval shape like mine or a square face. You can get a frame where it sits up high or too low. And if it sits too low, the temple here will occlude your peripheral vision and cause problems. So that's something to look at. Or if it sits up too high, then you have to worry about where the bifocal has to sit in the lens. So those are key factors when you're choosing frames. With the styles that are happening nowadays, the temples are getting thicker on the edge. So, you can't. With the style happening, you have no choice. So your peripheral vision may be reduced anyway. But looks are very important, and safety may not be as important to some people. But you got to try it on.
So in the end, it's like it is something like depends on what you look like, a little bit like a fashion, and then you might get a little bit of consulting which fashion fits you better, because some of us don't know how to pick a tie. I mean, it may be a good-looking tie, but it might not fit us or like the rest of the suit we're wearing, and you see it with girls all the time. I mean, one dress doesn't necessarily look the same on a different girl. So same with glasses, I guess. And are the people who suggest frames, like being in your office or in other offices, are they trained on that to say, look, this frame makes you look younger, this frame makes you look older, this frame makes you whatever, it fits you, it doesn't fit you. Is there some basic training which some of those opticians have?
Yeah, the opticians should go through a training program before they're out on the sales. But then you can also have salespeople / opticians. There are salespeople that, they see the frame, you can look at your face, say, okay, this is the shape that you need. The opticians may be more in the technical part of it to be able to adjust the frames. But most of them will have the training and get certified to style somebody. That's a key word. So you not thinking, but you have a salesperson at a clothing store that's going to pick out your style for you. There are even frames for that. So you can look at your style, whether it be for work or dress or both, or sunglasses. You got to get styled, and you don't want to have something that's going to accentuate a part of your face And like, oh wow, I didn't know you had, big ears because now the glasses stand out. You're like, I do? Oh, well, I better go back and fix these or something. So
Right.
you gotta look out for that.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, all right. That's all about frames. Bye-bye, Dr. Vasquez.